Guys, my name is Yogesh Sharma and today I am going to discuss that how we can perform edit, delete and select in your grid view control. It's a very advanced technology, is advanced, I can say advanced concept which is used to implement in modern projects. Okay, so to perform this task I am just taking a table which have the named employee. In this table we have four fields: ID, name, father name and salary, and I want to perform these operations using the procedures. Okay, so I just created a procedure to fetch the data from the database table. My procedure name is sp underscore get data as begin select strict from employees. Just fetching the data from the database table. Now create another process that will use to to delete your data from the database table. Okay, so sp delete, and it will ask for an input parameter that is the ID, because I have to choose the where clause, and I want to pass the where ID into the where clause because the single record should be deleted as per the given ID. Okay, so I am just adding ID integer equal to 0. It means that the default value of ID at the rate ID will be 0. Okay, as then begin then end. Okay, write the simple query of delete like this: delete from info, not the info, that is the employee. Okay, where id equal to at the rate id. Fine, process is successfully implemented. I already created a procedure to implement the update command. Let me show you that what is a procedure definition. You can see the procedure over here like this one: alter proc sp underscore update is my procedure name. I am taking four parameter id, which is used to update the records as well as the reference of id, and the name which is a varchar data type. Father name is also a varchar and salary is an integer. Okay, and update command: update employee set name equal to at the rate name, comma father name equal to at the rate father name, salary equal to at the rate salary, where id equal to at the rate id. Very simple procedure. Okay, so come to the Visual Studio. In this Visual Studio, I'm going to create a new page of grid view. Just taking the grid view control, grid view example, spelling mistake, example. Click on add. Let me take a grid view control from the data tab. Go to the toolbox. Go to the data tab, and in this data tab you will find the, where is the data tab? This is the general controls. These are the extension, and where is the data tab? Okay, I'm not able to view. Okay, this one. So we have the grid view control. Just drag and drop. You can change the format of your grid view. It's a very simple format. Go to the auto format, select any format what you want. I'm selecting here this. Okay, now execute the or write some required namespaces like this using system uh, using system using system dot data dot sql client. I'm writing a new namespace, that is a using system dot configuration. This namespace is used to call the connection from the configuration file. Let me create the connection into configuration file. When you want to share your connection in various pages, then it is recommended that you should define the connection into the web.config file. Connection string. What is the connection string? Connection string, it is a database server name. Okay, here I am taking the local database, so it's showing this message, and authentication is a Windows authentication. Okay, so write just like this: server equals to, write the server name, go to the database. Here I am taking database, that is tutorial. an integrated security equal to SSPI. Go to the provider name system dot data dot SQL client. Okay, successfully created the connection, and the connection is name is a CONN. Now let me create the object of SQL connection. In this object I will pass a single parameter, that is a configuration manager. Configuration manager is a class which is used to call the connection from the web.config file. We have the property connection string. It is a static property because I am not creating the object of configuration manager. Okay, we are calling that directly the property from the class name, that's why it is a static property. Okay, at the page load event I will fetch data from the database table and bind the data with the grid view control. Very simple, fill data or fill grid view, fill grid. This is my method name. Write the body of this method, public void, let me scroll it, void, then the method name which is a fill grid. This is my method. In this method I will call the procedure which I have created already. This one, no. Okay, close this window. This is my procedure name, sp underscore get data. Okay, let me take a SQL data adapter object. In this object I will pass the procedure name and connection, SQL connection. Take the data set. Okay, data adapter will return the resultant data into a data set by using the con.fill method. Okay, not the con.fill. First of all you have to open the SQL connection, use the method of data adapter, that is the fill method, which is used to perform the SQL. You know, if you want to perform the SQL query into your database and you want to get the result from the database and put into the data set or the application server, we use the data set. Okay, so we have the data into data set. Now I can bind my grid view control with this data set like this, grid view 1 and data bind. Okay, connection is opened, now connection is closed. Very simple. Okay, let me execute it, then you will get the result. Okay, we have the output. You can see here that I didn't take any kind of control to bind the database table fields. Now when you want to perform the delete, update, you can use them. How? First of all, go to the grid view properties and there is a property that is the auto generate columns. True, make it false. When you make it false, then you can see that no data will be displayed into the grid view control, because at that time it will ask for the server controls where you will bind the database fields. Okay, so go to the edit templates. We have some templates, but before it you have to add some templates over there by using the edit columns. You can create the columns over there. Go to the edit columns. We have a template or available fields, that is a template field. The thing is that let me tell you that why it is needed, because you can see here, if I make it true and if I display the output, then you can see here that the father name is correct, but the gap between the father name is not. So it is not recommended, because father and name should have some gap, but it is binding with your database table field, and whenever you are going to create a database field name, then you can't pass a blank space between the field name. Okay, so that is a constraint. So at that time you can add your custom columns by using the edit columns. Here I am taking the template field. You can see we have a property of header text. Here I am taking id. Another field is the username. Here I will bind with the name, but here I am taking the username. Header text, it's for father name, and header text, it is for salary. Okay, so 4 template fields had been added here. Now you want that message edit, update, delete should be there, delete should be there. So you can take command field delete from here, add delete, and you want to change the header text, you can do it very easily. Like I want deletion. Okay, you are taking auto generate columns true, make it false, then you can see the display will be like this. Okay, so id, username, father name, salary should have label controls where I can put some data from the database table. Edit templates, item template. You can see here we have a column 0 id and we have a template item template. We have a column 1 username and we have a item template. We have a username, father name, and we have a item template. It means that each and every column have a template, that is the item template, where data will be displayed. Let me take a id, bind it, and eval take here id. Okay, so it means that it will display, label 1 display the id value. Execute, then you can see the id value is rendered. In the same way you can render, or you can attach your label control with the username, you can attach the label with the father name and as well as salary. So let me do it fastly. Okay, go to the column 1 item template, take a label, bind it with the database field by go to the smart tag, edit data binding, give the eval is a two-way binding. What is happening? Eval, and give the field name. My field name is the name. In the same way you have to bind your father name field value. Go to the item template, take a label, in this label go to the edit data binding, take eval, and my database table field name, that is the father name. Okay, father name will be bind, and in the last section, that is the salary, go to the item template, again choose the label and perform that edit data binding, eval, and it is to use to render the salary. Okay, again execute it, then you will get the result. Okay, everything is fine. Now you can see the exact output which you have earned into the auto generate columns true. Okay, but at this time you can manipulate the values very easily. The first section is the how we can delete the records from the by clicking on the delete option. Okay, let me tell you one thing, that the index value is start in the field of column and the rows is 0. It means that id index value is a 0, username is 1, father name is 2, and salary equal to 3. In the same way, row 1 have the id 0, sorry, index 0, row 2 index 1, row 3 index 2. Okay, when you click on delete command name, then it will call a particular event. The event name is the row deleting. It means that you have to write some code over here. Row deleting, not row deleted. Remember it. Row deleting. In this row deleting, you have to get the values of ID only, because we will pass the ID value into the sp delete procedure. So how I can get the ID value? I know that the ID is binding with the label. Write that class name. Call the grid view control, and in this grid view control we have a property that is the row, and in this row I can get the row index by the e dot row index, and select the find and control method, and in this control I will write the label ID property. Okay, then text. Fine. In this way you can get the label 1 value and pass this value into the procedure. So to write the procedure, create the SQL command object. SQL command, new SQL command. In this SQL command you will pass two values. First one is the procedure name and second one is the connection. Here I am taking sp underscore delete. Okay, sp underscore delete, comma com. It means that your procedure will be called, but here in this procedure I am taking a parameter, that is cmd dot parameters. It can be added by this. Add, take a new SQL parameter object, and in this object I will pass two values. First one is the ID, this is the parameter name, and second one is the value which I am getting from the label. Okay, then write cmd dot command type, and command type dot stored procedure. Open the connection, and integer result cmd dot execute non-query. We know that we use the execute non-query whenever you want to update, insert, delete, such kind of actions where the records are updating in your database table. So if result is greater than 0, it means that your record has been updated. Now what to do? I want to rebind my grid view control. So it means that I have to refresh my grid view control. Con dot close, and con dot close you have to set just what is the method name? Fill grid. Yeah, fill grid. Okay, fill grid method will be called and your data will be refreshed. Okay, so let me execute it, refresh it. Now click on last row. The record has been deleted. Now the record is also deleted from the database table. Let me show you that the record is deleted or not deleted. Okay, so the window size also I want to say that the video size will be increased. So in my next video I will told you that how I can perform edit. Okay, to download the source code of my this project, go to the yogesh.net. You will get the complete code of this example or this tutorial. Okay, thank you for watching this video.